Buffet nothing mostly, from what I see. It's all about everyone wants to be a big shot, but they gotta pay the price. They have to know how to handle defeat.
If I'm not mistaken, a 92-pound weight difference, almost a 100-pound weight difference. It's insane. Let's say it comes in at 200 pounds. It's still a 65-pound weight advantage, which is absolutely ridiculous.
I don't know what's wrong happening with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. I think it's not a real fight.
Mike Tyson didn't hold back when responding to Jake Paul's latest bold statement about beating Gervonta "Tank" Davis, the former heavyweight champion, famous for both his ferocious punches and blunt honesty, had sharp words for Paul. After the YouTuber turned boxer claimed he could defeat one of the sport's most dangerous and respected fighters, Tyson quickly dismissed the idea. While Tyson has at times shown support for Jake's boxing efforts, he emphasized that facing a pound-for-pound star like Davis is no joke. Tyson made it clear there's still a massive difference between internet popularity and achieving true greatness inside the boxing ring.
Quite surprised because it sounded like Jake Paul and Joshua was getting closer and closer for January. However, there have been rumors of Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul in the past. I think Gervonta Davis has kind of legal problems in the last month or so and rumors about his retirement. I don't think it's a massive shock that he is taking this Jake Paul fight if it is going to go ahead, purely for the reason that it's a lot of money for maybe not the most difficult job that he's going to have in his career. So it's a strange one, but yeah, it's just another kind of day in the sport, really, isn't it?
The highly anticipated clash between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis is set for November 14th at the Casa Center in Miami, Florida. Originally planned for Atlanta, the bout was relocated after the Georgia Athletic and Entertainment Commission raised concerns about the significant weight gap between both fighters.
Oh my days. Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. Is this real? This can't be real. Because he was talking about fighting Joshua, which is heavyweight, and now he's saying about fighting Tank. Nah, this can't be. It's Netflix as well. I need to go and do some checks and see if like the main pages are posted this, but Jake Paul's posted it. It says Friday, November 14th. It's in Atlanta, State Farm Arena. This is random, no?
Jake Paul steps into the ring with a 12-1 record, including 7 knockouts, transforming the influencer fame into a legitimate boxing career. He's built recognition through high-profile crossover bouts and smart business ventures.
People are like so fucking insecure. I kind of lost myself in the whole entertainment world. And so when I found boxing, it gave me that like routine, that discipline. I got to like take time for myself in these boxing games. And every day for training, I had to like meditate. And boxing gave me the ability to like reflect on myself and like realizing who I was and who I wanted to be. And that helped me mature. You get addicted to that validation from others, and that's something that I realized that I had to face. Why do so many people want clout? I'm not good enough. I need followers. I need likes. It's driving a lot of our generation because they're working so hard to get this sort of validation.
Gervonta Davis remains undefeated with 30 wins, 1 draw, and an impressive record of knockouts. He currently holds the WBA lightweight championship, but that belt won't be contested in this matchup due to the size disparity. Instead, the event is officially classified as an exhibition. This allows greater flexibility compared to standard professional bouts, meaning aspects such as rounds, weight restrictions, and certain regulations can be adjusted or negotiated depending on the athletic commission that ultimately oversees the fight.
25 is at the next year. I'm out of it.
After our second fight? You're out of it?
Yeah,
Care to elaborate on that?
out of the sport.
After our second fight? Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
Who do you think will win between Jake Paul and Gervonta?
But I don't know. It should be Gervonta, right? But the weight size and everything, we'll see. It's a fun entertainment.
Mike Tyson, who has already shared the ring with Jake Paul, is reportedly urging caution as Paul gears up for his clash with Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Tyson knows from experience the intensity and pressure of facing Paul, but he also recognizes the extreme danger of stepping in against a fighter as explosive and skilled as Davis. While Paul holds advantages in youth and size, Tyson emphasized that Tank's blistering speed, technical precision, and devastating knockout power make him a threat regardless of weight differences. His words suggest genuine concern that Paul might underestimate Davis. For Tyson, the fight will undoubtedly attract global attention, but he stresses Jake must balance spectacle with the serious risks to his legacy and health.
I think Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. He's the top dog, no doubt about it. He showed that. But Barrio, he's a pretty good fighter. Last time I saw him fight, he was pretty durable.
Eddie Hearn has voiced strong concerns about Jake Paul's upcoming fight with Gervonta Davis, stressing that it goes far beyond entertainment. He argues the matchup poses serious risks due to the imbalance in size, danger, and safety, warning that Paul could walk away physically harmed. While acknowledging the massive financial reward and overwhelming public interest, Hearn believes a mismatch could result in a punishing defeat that derails Paul's future ambitions, including a potential showdown with Anthony Joshua. He admits the commercial appeal is undeniable, but insists the real danger cannot be ignored. Even rating the fight's outcome as 50-50, Hearn's message is clear. Jake Paul isn't just gambling with his record. He's put his health and long...
I know that Gervonta's going to fight Jake Paul in November, and then we'll see what happens if there's an AJ fight. Be interested to go from Gervonta Davis to Anthony Joshua, but I don't think the Chavez fight is terrible. I think it's a smart bit of business.
I think it's extremely dangerous for Jake Paul. You know, I've got the general feedback is the boxing world saying, please AJ, go in and evaporate this young man from the boxing world so we can all get on as normal. You've got Jake Paul fans thinking bizarrely they can beat Anthony Joshua. And the most bizarre thing out of everything is that Jake Paul genuinely believes he will beat Anthony Joshua. I think that's the only reason we're going to see this fight, but I truly believe you're going to see it at the beginning of 2026.
Former super middleweight champion Carl Froch has voiced strong safety concerns regarding the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis exhibition, pointing to a weight gap of roughly 65 pounds. He highlights that Paul has been fighting close to the cruiserweight limit of 200 pounds, while Davis competes at lightweight around 135 pounds.
I mean, I don't really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. He swings away, stands up straight, and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing. Because when I watch him box, there's just so much wrong. It's just everything's wrong. It's so bad. He's got leaky defence. He telegraphs his punches. Like, you put him with someone his own size, who's a professional, it's a mismatch. And you'll see that if he ends up fighting somebody. Tommy Fury, bless him, he's a pro boxer, but he's inexperienced. He's got no amateur pedigree. He's a raw novice, or maybe just above the raw novice. I was saying earlier, where would I put him in terms of levels? He'd do well to win a British title. He's at that sort of level. And then from British title to world level, it's like different worlds. Like totally different. It's like a different sport.
Froch argued that in a legitimate boxing scenario, this fight would never be sanctioned due to the extreme risk. He stressed that Davis has never faced punches from someone with Paul's size and mass, warning that even one heavy, looping shot from Paul could cause significant and possibly dangerous damage.
My name was mentioned at his press conference and he shit himself, and the fight was just absolutely fucking diabolical. Again, I've said before, he's not a professional boxer, he never will be, and he proves time and time again that he's not a professional fighter, so Jake Paul, go on, piss off.
While Froch acknowledges that Davis possesses the skill, footwork, and ring IQ to control stretches of fight, he questions whether Davis carries the power necessary to seriously damage Paul. Nonetheless, Froch maintains that Paul's significant and unnatural weight advantage makes the matchup inherently risky and potentially dangerous despite Davis's technical superiority.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think, but
The AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode. But hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in. I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf, and I can't. I've got to get it off my chest, and then I add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share, and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Frotch on Fighting. We'll see you very soon.
In contrast to many critics, Chael Sonnen doesn't believe the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis matchup is nearly as lopsided as people assume. Speaking on his YouTube channel, Sonnen remarked, "It's not as bad a fight as you guys think," noting the difference in the rumored Paul versus Anthony Joshua clash. However, Sonnen highlighted one major drawback: Davis's lack of promotional ability. He argued that Tank struggles to generate hype or sell a fight, regardless of whether it's a title bout or main event, which weakens the overall
I can't buy the hype at this particular moment in time. Now, I'll give Jake Paul credit for this. At least he's in the ring with a boxer. But 57 years old is 57 years old. And 57 years old and formally walking into a UFC fight as an audience member, as a patron with a cane. It's hard to believe a year later that you're going to be in any condition to really fight. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know. And if you're Jake Paul, here's what I want to say to you. It's Mike Tyson, that's fine. It's a money fight, I get you. You want to make money. But at some point in time, if you keep telling us that you're taking boxing seriously and you want to be recognized as a big-time boxer / fighter, you're going to have to fight somebody closer to your age, who is a contender at the very least in the sport and who lives with it every single day. Could you please get in the ring with somebody pretty please with sugar on top? I'm interested.
But what do you think about the fight, Jake Paul?
I hate it. And Jake Paul's starting to piss me off. Mike Tyson is 57 years old, man. Jake Paul been training with professional boxing trainers for years. He takes the sport very seriously.
So let me ask you, this is the question I have, because great kid, great businessman, by the way, amazing, and I know how he does all this, the character, the persona. We keep saying that he doesn't want to be a boxer. He's not a boxer, but then
Jake Paul is a boxer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my point.
Exactly. He's a boxer.
He can fight. He can fight. I respect it. So go in there against fighters. You should be climbing the ladder towards those other fighters and taking the sport seriously to the point where you're fighting actual boxers. Now he decides to fight a fighter, a real fighter, which is Tyson. But Tyson is 30 years older. Stop this nonsense of going against dudes that either ain't boxing or is 25 years removed.
Will Jake Paul's power prove too much for Gervonta Davis? Or will Tank's skills silence the hype for good?